First of all, I want to take the opportunity of thanking all of you who sent such nice emails and good wishes about the Parshah preview last Shabbos that had to do with my grandson's bar mitzvah and where he delivered his bar mitzvah speech. The comments that you sent made him feel so good and made all of us feel so good. It's nice to know that people care and share. And that's why I enjoy making this Parshah preview, because every week it reaches people who otherwise I would have no contact with, people out of town, people in Israel. But these days, every day, I'm not having much contact with anybody. You have to excuse my casual dress, but every day is Casual Friday. And it doesn't feel good. None of us feel good about the situation. Tomorrow is Shabbos Hagadol, the great Sabbath. Nothing feels great these days. And perhaps what's most on our mind is the Pesach Seder. The Seder this year ain't going to be what it used to be. There are going to be people missing at our Seder. People who are our flesh and blood. People who have been lifelong friends. And we're going to be left to ourselves. Let me offer to you a story that might help make us feel just a little bit better. The story is told by a Rabbi Y.Y. Jacobson, who is a very well-known inspirational speaker in the Jewish world. He himself is a member of the Chabad Lubavitch group that reaches out throughout the world. But he tells a story about the Lubavitcher Rebbe. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, who was so renowned for sending his disciples throughout the world to spread the word. He himself was a very quiet and reserved and private individual. For 60 years, every Shabbos, for lunch, it was just him and his wife. Just him and his wife. And then his wife passed away. And she passed away in February. 2 months later came the Pesach Seder. And the Rebbe was going to be all alone. And so countless Hasidim invited them to their home. So many of his disciples offered to stay with him, to share the Seder and be with him. The Rebbe refused. The Rebbe had the Seder by himself. Rabbi Jacobson tells a story that he was once giving a speech to a group of people, and afterwards a woman came over to him and said, "I have to ask you a question, Rabbi Jacobson. I don't know who else to ask. My husband and I had a bitter divorce, but we agreed in terms of the separation of the children, some Yom Tovim, some holidays he would get them, some holidays I would get them. And this year I was supposed to get them for Pesach, and I was so excited that I was going to be able to have the Seder with my children. And I told everybody how thrilled I was. And then came Erev Yontif, and I got a call from my husband informing me that it would be impossible for the children to come. And I was devastated. And so this year, I had the Seder by myself. Is that really a Seder? Does that have any meaning? Please tell me, Rabbi Jacobson. And Rabbi Jacobson then told her over the story of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And he said, if having the Seder alone was good enough for him, it's good enough for you. And perhaps, said Rabbi Jacobson, the Rebbe had the Seder alone, knowing that someday so many of us would have to have a Seder alone, and rather wondering whether that's a meaningful Seder or not. The Rebbe made sure that people could say, if it's good enough for the Lubavitcher Rebbe, it's good enough for me. If you have to have your Seder alone, know that it's good enough for the Lubavitcher Rebbe. It's good enough for God. And please God, next year in Jerusalem, and next year with all our loved ones. Shabbat Shalom.